Hi, I just wanted to take a minute and get you started here on your pursuit of true fitness. You know, our recipe for success actually deals a lot with the concept of pies. True fitness is based on pies. So you may have a favorite kind of pies: chocolate, meringue, lemon, could be any one of those. Unfortunately, those aren't the pies we're talking about. You know, pies is actually an acronym, and it stands for, so we have a P here. It stands for physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual. And this represents what true fitness is based on. You know, in the fitness industry, when we talk about fitness, most people immediately go to physical. And there's a big push on what we do in our physical life. But the truth is, this I, E, and S, this intellectual, emotional, and spiritual, they're equally as important in fitness as well. So what happened was, when I was working at a big gym years ago, I'd see people coming in, they'd be doing the right things physically, but yet they weren't getting the results they wanted. So I just got frustrated with seeing people come and go and get frustrated and still working their tail off here on the physical side of things to do things right, but yet something wasn't clicking. And I started to talk to some friends and started to kind of look deeper into it, and it's this disconnect between I, E, S, and P. All right? What we have to start to realize is that how we treat our physical life has a direct reflection on our intellectual life. And how we treat our physical life has a direct reflection on our emotional life. How we treat our spiritual life has a direct reflection on these other things. Let me give you an example. If we are exercising and doing the right things, that does put out some feel-good hormones that are going to make us feel better emotionally. All right? If, on the other side of things, if we are thinking negative thoughts, that will directly impact how we look at our body, which will directly impact our emotions. One more example. What we believe spiritually will have a major impact on how we treat our body, what we think, and how we feel. So we have to get past this point of thinking fitness is just physical. Pies is a whole being. Our idea here is that we live very balanced lives, okay? Very balanced pies. So we don't want to be so top-heavy. For the most part, a lot of people try to take a big piece out of the pie of just the physical, but yet they eat very little of the intellectual, emotional, and spiritual. Some people are great thinkers, so they go very big on the I side, not so much on the physical, emotional, or spiritual. Some people are great spiritually, but it doesn't connect to the rest of their life. All right? So our pursuit of true fitness begins with this idea that we're an interconnected being of P, I, E, and S. And although we'll talk about these separately, and over the next few editions, we're going to discuss how we become fit physically, how we become fit intellectually, and we will talk about them separately, we can't get over the fact that they are so interconnected that they are one being. All right? So the goal here today is take a look at your life. How are you pursuing fitness? Is it just physical, or do you involve some intellectual, emotional, and spiritual as well? And are you balanced between all four of those? All right, if you have any questions, we'd love to hear from you. Transform.mag@gmail.com. Stay tuned for the next edition of Transform the Magazine.